Wow, y'all love hacks, and so do I. They have taken my channel to the next level, so mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I didn't think that I would be able to repeat my success with my last hacks video, but then my Patreon members and you all leave these amazing comments, and I learn amazing new hacks every month. There are a couple in this hack video that are gonna blow your mind, and I think they're my best yet. Leave me a comment, leave me a question. I love to answer questions. I love to feel smart. Am I smart, Kitty? She said yes. That's Kitty for yes. But let's not perseverate, word of the day, and jump right in. I had to practice saying that word before I started this video. Hack number 1 is frisket film. This is the frisket film I bought off Amazon, which I will link below by Graphics, but there are a lot of brands out there. And frisket film is basically a plastic film with a protective backing on it, and you remove the backing, you peel it off, and you stick it to your painting. Then you use an X-Acto knife to very delicately cut around whatever you want to protect. In this particular painting, I wanted to cover all of the background so I could splatter on this little Appaloosa Falls spots. By the way, this is Archie. Thank you, Mary Creek Appaloosas, for letting me borrow Archie as a muse. He was great. After I have cut all around the foal, I carefully remove the frisket off the foal. Now I'm ready to give Archie his spots. And as you can see now, the paper is exposed on Archie. And I get my burnt sienna, I'm using my wisp brush. This full real-time tutorial is available both on my Patreon and on my YouTube membership. So you can paint along with me, get the free downloadable traceable, supply list, and reference photo if you join. Hack number 2 is a crepe eraser. Last week, I had a problem of having all this sticky residue on my painting, and so what I decided to do was try to remove it by freezing it and then rubbing it off, because you know you can do that with chewing gum. So I was thinking, okay, I'll do that with a painting. So I stuck my painting in the freezer, so you see me here taking it out of the freezer. And then I'm gonna try to remove it right after I have it out of the freezer and it's nice and cold. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be working. So off to YouTube I went and looked for ways to remove sticky residue from paper, and I found a little channel that demonstrates restoring books. And one of the videos she had was removing stickiness off the inside of a book cover, and she was using what's called a crepe eraser. This is called Glue and Residue Eraser, and I found this on Amazon. I will put a link, of course, to it in the description, like I put a link to all my other things, including a lot of the paint colors and the brushes I use. And a lot of artists apparently use this to remove masking, so that'll be fun to try it for that. But I specifically bought this to remove the sticky. So let's see if this does a better job. Takes a little bit of rubbing, but it is coming up. Hack number 3 is an atomizer. What the heck is an atomizer? Well, it's this cool little tool that you blow out of. She said blow. And it makes this incredible fine mist spray. So here I am blowing on my little flamingo, and I have used masking tape to cover him up. I hadn't got my frisket film in the mail yet, and I was just practicing. So this flamingo, I was doing it on really cheap paper, and I just wanted to try out my mouth atomizer. It wasn't supposed to be a finished painting, but I did want to show you this footage because this is my first experiments with it. I'm using wax paper to protect the blue, and then I was able to spray on some pink. And here is another example. I had this horse. This is a Patreon tutorial I did with my students. I felt like there was too much stark white along the side of his face, and I wanted to warm up the whole painting in general. So you can just do a fine mist of color over an entire painting to just subtly change the color. If you want to warm up a whole painting, you could use a mouth atomizer. Painting with clear water, so it would be less yellow, it would be a lighter yellow once I sprayed on top of it with the mouth atomizer. Hack number 4 is a scrubber, and this might not be a hackety hack like a real hack. It might be more like a painting trick, but I don't care. I use this in almost every painting, and I don't see a lot of YouTubers. I've never seen anyone talk about scrubbers. So am I the only one who uses scrubbers? I love them, and I use them in almost every painting. Let me show you why. So here's a painting I did with my Patreon students, photo courtesy of Jack Creek Appaloosas, and here is a spot that I received feedback looks like an eye. So I want to remove that spot. And I'm going to use my size 2 stiff scrubber by Royal and Langnickel. They make other sizes. They also make soft scrubbers, but this one is my favorite. I'll link it below. And I get it wet, drippy wet, and sometimes I'll get the paper wet as well. And by the way, if you want to use a stiff scrubber, you need to use good paper. Cheaper papers and some even other expensive papers will pill, but Arch Cold Press 140-pound works really great, which I also have linked below. And look how easy it is to erase this paint. Now, this was a non-staining paint, as is most paint, but really staining paints like phthalates will not erase. Now, because I used good paper, I was able to paint right back over that spot I scrubbed, and you'd never know it was there. There are tons of other ways I use a scrubber, so be sure to check out the video I made all about my love affair with this wonderful little brush. All right, hack number 5 is to use gum arabic to reattach your paint to your palette if it becomes unattached and it's just kind of clickety-clacking inside your palette and you don't know what to do. Well, now you will know what to do. That's how Marilyn would say it. I always wanted to be Marilyn. What you can do is use gum arabic. This is by Holbein, but I'm just going to put a little bit of this in the bottom of my palette, and it's going to act like glue. And gum arabic is already a binder in watercolor paint. Gum arabic is also what they use when you get a new paintbrush and the bristles are all stiff. It's gum arabic in the bristles of the brush. So sometimes if your brushes get a little bit splayed out and messy, you can try coating them in gum arabic and then leaving them to dry, and then let them just sit there for a couple days with the dry gum arabic in them, and they might reshape. I've heard that hack works. I haven't tried it. We'll put this in my palette, and now this is all nice and firm, and we'll let this dry for a day or two and come back and see if it works. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. There's some gum arabic in there, and then just let it dry for a day or two. All right, it's several days after I used my gum arabic to attach this in, and the gum arabic was a great way to reattach this paint firmly into my palette. It is not budging. All right, hack number 6 is to use duct tape to wrap your backing boards so that they are more easy to clean and they don't get torn up nearly as quickly. Let me show you how I do this. So I've got this backing board. This is an Elmer's glue backing board, and it's kind of gross, and once you use it and pull tape up, some of the backing board facing gets messed up. So what you can do is use duct tape to wrap it, and you can just wrap it around the sides or wrap the whole thing. Now, this part is always going to be covered by a painting, so it doesn't get very messed up. So I usually just wrap it around the sides of the backing board. So I'll show you how I do it. Duct tape has kind of a plastic finish to it. You can take a tissue with water on it and just wipe them clean. Another great way to use duct tape with backing boards is to make your own backing boards, and I would suggest using 2 pieces of cardboard. And you see how the lines are going straight across? If you really want to make it strong, you can make these lines go this way and these lines go this way. But when I cut this cardboard, I didn't think about that. But that'll make it even stronger and less likely to bend. But for now, I'm just going to make them both go the same way because that's how I cut these. And you can also use that little trick for shipping art, by the way, which if you haven't seen my how to ship your art video, it's one of my most popular videos. So go check that out if you want ideas about how to safely ship art. But anyway, I'm going to use my duct tape and wrap these 2 pieces of cardboard together. And so 1, it will be watertight because this is pretty watertight, and 2, it'll be really strong, and it's cheap because this is cardboard that we all have these days because we all use Amazon. So here we go. Hack number 7 isn't a hack, I admit it, but I have to share this with you guys. I love this thing because I need more storage in my studio, so I bought this thing off Amazon for 200 bucks and I'm in love. So let's take a look at this storage bench. This storage bench is by Safa via American Homes and it's called Damien 3-drawer storage unit, and mine is in distressed cream, but it also comes in several other wood colors and a gray, a distressed gray, and it has these 3 drawers. It's perfect for just, oh hi kitty, okay, kitty needs to have some attention here, okay, there, okay, anyway. And then so I'm using it under a shelf, but this is really great under a window with some pillows on it. And the drawers are a little sticky, but they're really heavy. This is made out of pine, and then it comes with these baskets. And one of the best things that I liked about it is that it comes all put together, so you don't have to put it together. So that's a really big bonus. I stuff all my things in there when I need to clean up. I will be sure to link below so you can get one if you want. They are between $189 and $240 depending on what colors you get. Mine was around $200 when I bought it, and now I'm seeing it looks like it's gone up to $240. And it has tons of really good reviews, so I love mine. Hack number, no, don't leave. You can't. I won't let you. Hack number 8 is dot bottles, and I mentioned this a little bit in my Hacks 2 video, which I will link, no kitty, which I will link here. And these are awesome. They're now made by Tom Lynch himself. Tom Lynch is the person I learned about dot bottles from. Recently, I wanted to put dot bottles in my hack video. No kitty. I didn't think these dot bottles were available anymore, but thanks to one of my students, Margaret Martin, thank you, Margaret, so much, because I am so excited to do a full share on these. I can show you how I use them. These dot bottles are amazing for creating trees, for creating sand textures, rock textures, just making your painting into a bit of a vignette style by spraying the corners. Lots of different ways to use them. Let's take a look. Originally, they were these Holbein dot bottles, and they have a little dot on the top to indicate that they are actually dot bottles, because Holbein does just make fine mist spray bottles too. Those are not dot bottles. So I've not been able to find these dot bottles on the market. Someone in Canada recently told me they have them there, but they don't have them on the US market. And so I left them out of my last hack video, but then I found out from one of my Patreon students, thank you Margaret so much, thank you Margaret Martin. She told me that Tom Lynch still sells these. He sells his own dot bottles now. He's the one that originally showed me how to use these. He demonstrates them in workshop, and I'll show you the splatter. Oops, that's more spray. You got to do like it takes practice. There it is. That's what I'm trying to get. It's that little splat, and you just depress it a third of the way. So here are my first 2 tries. Not happy with them, so I'm going to try again. So here I'm spraying another. This is the 3rd time I've tried these dot bottles, and I really like these trees. I added a lot of splashes too at the end, and I really think it helped pull the whole thing together. And I was making a conscious effort to have light areas in my trees, darks, and mediums to really balance out the values and really make it look beautiful and 3-dimensional. I had ultramarine blue, Holbein Aureolin, and permanent green light in each of my bottles. I love how a tree comes together when you add the branches up in the canopy. I really think that brings a tree together. And here is the finished tree. I was so happy with it. And these dot bottles, you really can't get this look any other way than using these dot bottles. And like I said, be sure to go check out Tom Lynch's channel, because he has a really great video showing all the different ways he uses these dot bottles. They're great. Hack number 9 is from my mother-in-law, Janine Varner. It's a jar opener that is kind of nubbly. In fact, here it is. Look at that. It's just a cheap piece of plastic jar opener. And by the way, I'm sending these out to my Patreon $18 and above students. I send out on a quarterly basis kind of a packet of art supplies that I'm excited about that also mail well. And so consider joining my $18 tier on Patreon because every quarter you get art goodies. It's awesome. And art critiques and paint dots and lots and lots of video tutorials. But be sure to check out that other video that I made where I actually used this in a commission where I was having to paint fabric textures. So here I've painted this jar opener with a little bit of paint, about tea to milk consistency, and I'm stamping it on and only pressing, of course, where there is no dog and I want the fabric texture. And you can also spray it. You can use other colors to add variety, and it makes a great texture. Yes, you want some water, kitty? All right, I've gotten that taken care of. Now I can tell you about this last hack I'm so excited about. And you may have noticed the change in outfit. And that's because I had to re-record this because I had to change my last hack because you guys know how I roll. I always want the last one to be the best, and this one is so amazing. And the other hack that I was gonna do has not arrived from Europe, and I'm so excited about it. You guys are gonna have your minds blown. So please subscribe and stay tuned for that upcoming hack in my next video. I might even do a whole video about this next thing, but before I give you this last hack, let me go freshen up this mug here. Do you guys notice the white eyeliner? This is going to be my grand finale hack, using white gel pen eyeliner as a resist. This is ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner Makeup. It's like a white liner for your eyes, and it's got wax in it. So if you watch my grass video, be sure to go check that out. You'll see that I used wax resist to create textures in grass. I assume this is like a wax type product in this. The other thing is this is really delicate. You have to be really careful or else you'll break it. All right, let's see how that looks.
Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Oh my goodness.
So here I'm rubbing on the stars in absolute disbelief that this gel liner did not run or smear when I touched it. Even when I touched it or rubbed it quite vigorously, it stays put. In fact, I can't feel it at all. I don't feel any waxy residue or anything that you would expect. It's as if it soaked right into the paper and I can't really even feel it. So it works so well. It does not smear and it does not make a mess. Wow, I can't believe how well this worked. Yeah, I'm excited.
Ooh. Ah.
So just to show you, here's the painting I did on cold press, which I'm gonna let my Patreon members vote to decide if I do a real-time tutorial on this Northern Lights painting I tried, but I wanted to show you how this eyeliner looks on cold press paper. It's not as spectacular as on hot press, I think, but it still looks really good. And I just added some splashes of white ink to add to the effect. In fact, it may just be that I used smaller dots of eyeliner on the Northern Lights painting, so this hack definitely warrants more experimentation. I see it as a great way to add highlights to eyes too, just like I added highlights to mine with it. So which is your favorite painting? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you all. And also remember to like this video and subscribe because you don't want to miss the next hacks video, because hopefully by then this new art supply will be in from Europe and it will work amazingly like I think it's going to, and you all will just love me forever and I'm gonna have so many friends now. Maybe not. That's not a very good way to say that, Rachel. Here we go. So let's jump right in. I can't wait to tell you guys about these. They're awesome! Is that overkill? It's not. I promise. Kitty, no. Can you be a little bit more fluent with your words? No, I cannot. All right, I'm gonna try that again. Yeah. All right, right, Kitty? Look how pretty Kitty looks in the light. See, this is good light. No, don't leave. Don't go because I need you. You're the best part of this video. I will see you in the next hacks video, or go check out my channel. I have a lot of good stuff, I promise. All right, bye everybody.